Okay, Roger, you know how whenever, have you ever been on your cell phone and you're like talking and you don't even realize that the other person is not even on the other line because the phone dropped? Ah, I promise you my phone conversations are way shorter than my video conversations with you. I promise. My voicemails, on the other hand, they're usually like a minute long, seriously. Maybe a little bit more sometimes. Maybe. They always are good and they always make sense. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. I don't know where the hell I left off, but I was like talking and saying like some good stuff. So I've got to recoup, you know. I was talking about British. I don't. I was talking about a whole bunch of stuff, but the latest thing I was talking about was British, and I want to go and read a comment that he said, and because I don't even know what part of the video cut off, the last video cut off, so I don't even know what was said when and where. But I was saying that some of the impression I get from you is that like Burditch, your rivalry with Burditch, like you just seem like worried or whatever, a little like he's a little bit of a worry. But I just wonder, like, when you are going up against Burditch, like, are you asking yourself like the right questions? So let me just go into this really quickly before I go off course. And a reporter asked him, why does he always seem to play well against Federer? And I don't know how well he played. I know your head-to-head is pretty close and all that, but you beat him pretty much too. But, anyway, so Burdish replied, there is something in my game that he doesn't like. It makes him a bit struggle, I would say. Again, English is his second language, so whatever. Makes him a bit struggle, I would say. It maybe brings him out of his comfort zone that he always likes to be in on court. He likes to have time, Burditch added. And he always likes to be the one who's dictating the game. And given Burditch, I had said some little bit of naughty stuff in the other video, well, so-called video I thought I was taping that. I just feel like Burditch is a bit of a prick. Like, probably in real life, he just seems like a prick. Um, so I look at this right here too, and I could be reading into this just a little bit myself, but when it says Burditch added, and he always likes to be the one who is dictating the game, like, like he just seems like such a prick in general. And I'm not talking about just against you. Like at Wimbledon when he played against Nadal, he just had a mad attitude at the end. And I was like, listen to this dude. He's like a real freaking prick. And then there were a couple of other times too where he was kind of prickish. So I just kind of feel somewhere in his own mind he's like, oh, I could totally be making this up, but it just hit me like this just now, like when he says, and Roger Federer always likes to be the one who's dictating the game. And that's probably nothing against you personally. It's just that, it's just my own theory, given Burdish's prickishness, and that if anybody is dictating the game, like he's gonna be the one, like it just, whatever. It's my own crap. Never mind. Anyway. So, yeah, so I just want to know, like, are you asking yourself the right questions? And then, you know what? Oh, God, let me just go back to this. I don't even know if you caught this on the other video, but I was just saying, like, you know, the work of Byron Katie that I was talking about before, the woman who says, darling, is it real? She's, like, so annoying with that question. Is it real? And I just wanted to say, like, it makes me think of you, like, when were coming off the court after the loss to Burditch or whatever, and just the look on your face. It was like you were in your mind kind of making this loss into something, meaning something other than just, what it was, it's almost like you negated all of your effort and all of your development, and your wonderful summer and all your great accomplishments this year, and I could totally be making that up, but why would you be all in such a terrible state? So I just don't feel like I'm making that up, to a certain extent, but Also, I don't want to diminish your feelings, and say you don't have the right to express yourself, you don't have the right to look disappointed, because that's certainly not true. And you don't have a right to have a bad day, you don't have a right to just let all your crap hang out in front of the world. And I'm not saying that's what you were doing. I'm just saying, people in general, not you, Roger Federer, but you in general, meaning you, humanity, me included. Like, you don't have the right to just let your stuff hang out. Just your disappointment and things like that. So I just, again, want to jump back and go, are you asking the right questions of yourself when it comes to Burdage? Like, I hear here, like, you were like, I really expected myself to play better tonight. For me, okay, alright, so you expected yourself to play better. Especially at night, I've had such a great record. I don't know, I felt good, you know? It's kind of like, it just sounds like, I was feeling good. I was going to win. When I'm feeling good, I win. And probably, you know, Roger Federer, you're the greatest of all time. Yeah, most of the time that's going to happen. But nowadays, like, you have these guys who are already, know that they cannot sleep at the wheel with you. With the Roger Federer, greatest of all time, they can't sleep at the wheel if they're going to be anything near remotely competitive in the world of tennis. You have to think, too, these guys this is their livelihood as well. You guys are, a lot of the men seem very unhappy with their salaries. So some of these guys are sort of motivated by money, too, I'm sure, which I can't blame them for, and level of comfort. And I don't know if people come from these different countries and what the condition of their country is and their families and stuff like that. So a lot of these guys are in, really working hard. It's not only just about Roger Federer, but it's about, what it means to get past Roger Federer. That's more fame. That's possible endorsement. That's, you gotta look at it that way, Roger. I don't know if you've ever really looked at what it means on a whole spectrum to go, if I want to compete, if I want to take care of my family, if I want to, lift my family out of this situation in my country. And I can't really say that's the truth for every player, but I imagine, it is, and I imagine it's especially valid because men are just been so, like, bitter and just whatever, a lot of them this season, like, with the little complaints that